Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Oh, don't I look a treat this morning, this evening, whatever. It is currently 5:38 a.m., you guys, and I went to bed really early last night. I know whenever I do these vlogs that are like super late, so this is for me, super late on Wednesday, so this is Wednesday's vlog. I know when I do this, it like really confuses you guys, so I apologize, but because you can already see the sun is coming up. I went to bed last night. God, I don't even know what time it was, probably 10:30 or 11, and it might have been even earlier than that. It might have been like 10. I mean, I literally was out. I was so tired last night, and I haven't been feeling really great. I feel fine, actually. I don't feel like sick or anything. It's just this side of my throat has kind of been hurting. And it kind of feels like, you know when you get like a sinus infection, or like, it reminds me of, and I kind of wonder if this is not what it's from, like, because I was in the pool, you know, like a lot this weekend. When you get, like, you're in the pool a lot in the summer, it kind of feels like that, because I don't have, like, a fever. I don't feel, like, my body doesn't feel sick. It's just, like, my throat hurts right here. But I've also been making a lot of videos, and I've been talking a lot, you know, so that could be part of it. But I went to bed at, like, I don't know, I think it was like 10 o'clock maybe. And then Alex came upstairs because he was like getting the trash stuff together, and then he came to bed. I was up there with little Boo Radley. And oh my God, I was out. Because Alex came up, oh no, he came upstairs to do the trash stuff. And then he watched like an episode of something, and then he came upstairs to go to bed. Because when he came up the first time, he like came over and he gave me a kiss, and then he gave Boo Radley a kiss, and then he went back downstairs. And I don't remember him coming upstairs to go to bed, but I do remember my alarm going off, because I set my alarm for like 12 or something, so I could get up and I could go vlog, because I wanted to vlog and like listen to some of my audiobook. And it must have gone off more than once, because he was like, babe, can you turn your alarm off? So I like reached over, I just like turned it, I like slid it off and erased it. And then the next thing I know, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I'm so comfy. I was having some really good dream, and I don't know what the dream was, but in my dream, I was like singing that song, Lay Down Sally. Do you remember that song? I don't know why that was in my dream, but I woke up like singing that song in my head. But so I woke up and I like looked over at the clock, because I have like a clock that's like next to the dresser, so like I have to get up and like, you know, turn it off, because supposedly if you have to get out of bed, that's supposed to help you get up. It is so pretty this morning. I don't know, like, it doesn't, like, on camera it shows up brighter than it is, but it's still pretty dark outside. I know, like, on camera it shows that it's like really light, but it really isn't. But anyway, I woke up and I looked over at the I looked over at the clock, and it was like 20 after 5. It's currently 5:41. And I was like, oh my God, I slept through the whole evening. So I woke up Alex, and I was like, hey Alex, and he was like, huh? He always gets like real nervous when I wake him up. And I was like, but if I don't, then he thinks I've been out like all night since like 10 o'clock. And I was like, I'm going to vlog. And he was like, okay. He was like, it's so late. And I go, I know. I go, I just got up. And he was like, okay, be safe. So now I'm vlogging. Hi. So this won't be real long today. I know, like, I keep on saying that I'm gonna do the longer vlogs and then like they end up being short, but it is what it is. I apologize. It's just yesterday was, Wednesday was a really long day. First of all, I got up and I had to go meet with our tax guy accountant. And I thought it was gonna be like, I just ran in. So here was my day, okay? Like, I got up and it was beautiful outside. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get all this stuff done. I'm gonna take this stuff in. And I got up earlier. I got up at like 10, which is for me like super, super early. Oh, actually it was earlier than that. It was like 9:30. And so all this stuff that I needed for my taxes, like this mortgage stuff, like they had to like emailed me. So I had to like put that together real quick. And so I did all that. Took the dogs out, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna like meet with him, which was like, because all I was doing was dropping this stuff off, I thought. And I was like, I'm gonna go drop this stuff off, and then I'm gonna go get my coffee, and I'm gonna do a review at Starbucks. And I had a couple ideas of some like secret menu drinks that I was gonna do. I don't even remember what I ended up reviewing on my review channel now. Oh, yes, I do. The Blonde Americano. It was so good. Alex and David both recommended it to me. David, my nephew. So anyway, oh shoot. He wanted to talk to Alex. I forgot to tell Alex. I should have just told him to text Alex. But anyway, so I was just gonna go get coffee afterwards, and then I was gonna be at the pool no later than like 11:30 or 12. And then I was gonna stay at the pool till like 3:30 or 4, and then I was gonna come back and make videos and all that kind of stuff, right? And I was real excited because I could like be at the pool all day. Well, I go meet with our accountant guy, and I ended up being there with him for like an hour and a half because he had like all these questions, and he likes to tell stories, and he's a real nice guy. But anyway, so I was there till like, I don't know, 12:30, and then I left, and literally like he walked me to the door, and like I like looked like we were standing outside his office door, like I was getting ready to walk outside, and I looked, and it was like sunny, and there was like a cloud like right over like as I was like walking out, and I was like, and it was supposed to be 91 and sunny all day today, and I looked outside and I was like, does that look like that can't possibly be rain? Sure enough, I walked outside and it started like downpouring. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding? I mean, all I wanted to do was lay out by the pool today. So I went to Starbucks and got my coffee and did this review. And by then it was like really raining. So I got home and I uploaded that and let the dogs out and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't like, by then it had kind of like stopped raining a little bit, but it was like still kind of like cloudy outside. And I was like, well, I'll just do my videos now. Like, I want to do my videos, so I'll just do them now. Like, there's no point to go to the pool if it's going to be cloudy and rainy, you know? But like, here's the deal. Like, once I start making like videos, like I don't like to stop. Like, I get like kind of into the groove of doing it, you know? So I started making videos, and then I was like kind of like because I was uploading my review video and doing this and doing that and talking on the phone, and I was like, I didn't really want to stop. And so then it started getting nice again, and I was like, and I actually, because when I was coming home, my neighbor Laura, she was like walking home from the pool, and I was like, she was like walking home in the rain, and I said, how was the pool? Like laughing, and she said there's like a lot of kids up there today. And which is like whatever, you know, but like So here's the deal. There aren't really like a lot of kids in our neighborhood, and the houses outside of our neighborhood, so like we have these lakes, right? And we have this one kind of big lake, and there's probably 8 houses of it on it, like outside of our neighborhood. Like, does that make sense? Like, one side of the lake is our neighborhood and the other side of the lake is outside of our neighborhood. Well, they have to pay to our HOA lake membership fees, and since they have to pay, or like lake upkeep fees and stuff, because they live on the lake, and since they live on the lake, because they're like man-made lakes, I don't know, it's just, I don't understand how this all works. Since they have to pay HOA fees, they get used to the pool, okay? Well, this is, I just want to show you guys this over here. Look at how pretty this is. Isn't this so pretty? This is actually like a state park in here. This part up here is like real foggy, and you can see it's like this long road that goes back. I always think the serial killers might come up to this part right here. Look at this. And it's so pretty. There's your morning meditation. So here's the thing, okay? Like, they pay, like, we pay an outrageous amount of money for our HOA fees. I don't even mind saying it. We pay $431 for our HOA fees, okay? And that includes snow removal, which they rarely ever do. There has to be like over 4 inches of snow, and they don't clean it until the final snow is fall. It's BS. And then that includes the pool, the tennis courts, the gate stuff. It includes everything that they have to do on the outside of the buildings, which is rarely ever, if anything. And then it also includes like landscaping. And by landscaping, I mean mowing the lawns, and like if a tree falls, they replace it. And that's it. Like, they don't do the walkways, they don't do any of that kind of stuff. They prune the trees, that's it. So, I mean, it's a really high HOA. And we actually found out not too long ago that we have like such a high surplus of extra money. Like, they've like just put all this money, it just like goes in this thing that they're like, what should we do with the money? Like, you should lower the HOA is probably what you should do if you have all this extra money, right? So anyway, but here's what is screwed up about it. Okay, I mean, I understand both sides of it, but it's like, because those people that live on the lake, like, because they're not like, they don't get their lawns mowed by our people, like, they don't, like, really, they're just paying because they live on the lake. It's lake maintenance. And it's like, I don't know what that means. It's like they have to build up these walls in the lakes, and they do all this kind of stuff. Like, the lakes are really nice. So it's some kind of lake maintenance, and there's fountains in the lakes and stuff like that. So they pay, like, because I was talking to, like, on our side, like on this one back lake, there is this family that, like, we're friends with, the husband and wife and stuff like that. They're real nice. And so, like, the mother and daughter, we, like, met, like, years ago, when her daughter was like, she's like I don't know, she's like a junior at Ball State now, so it was like when she was like 15 or 14, and she and her mom used to walk around her neighborhood. So, like, they stopped us and we talked to her one day, and I think it had something to do with YouTube, actually. I think she was like, somebody in the neighborhood told us that you do YouTube videos, and like, her daughter was like asking about it or something. But anyway, we just became really like friendly with them. So she told us one day, because she and her kids used the pool a lot. And she said that like they paid like $88 or something like that, $80 a month or whatever for their HOA fees. And she's like, I can't believe our HOA fees are so high. And I can remember saying to her, like, our HOA fees are outrageous. Like, that's all you pay. Well, so these people that live on the lake, they get to use the pool, okay, because they pay the HOA fees, which I totally understand that they feel like, you know, that they should be able to do that. But the reality is, those are the only people that have kids in the neighborhood. Like, there's nobody, I mean, nobody in our neighborhood has kids. It was funny because, like, when we were, like, with Sarah's family, she said, like, one of her, like, her aunt said, I thought you said, because we were talking about, like, the age in our neighborhood, and we were talking about, like, they said, what's the average age? And we were talking about it, and then I said, oh, but, like, our neighbor, she's, like, you know, 25. And her aunt said, I thought, Sarah, you said you had to be 55 to live in the neighborhood. And Sarah's like, I thought you did have to be 55 to live in the neighborhood. Which neither Alex or I is 55. But, which I said, Sarah, I'm not 55. And, so, but anyway, so like, but nobody in our neighborhood has kids. Now, a lot of them have grandkids, but they don't have grandkids 5 days a week. You know what I mean? They'll have grandkids like once a week, if most, you know, or maybe for like a week they come to visit or something. But like, they don't have grandkids all the time. And so there used to not be tons of kids in the pool. Well, now all these families have all these kids, and they have go-karts. Not go-karts. Go-karts. They have golf carts. And so you see them just like coming through the neighborhood with their golf carts. There's all these golf carts parked outside the pool. Their moms drive their cars down there. So you see these big SUVs. And then you come to the pool, and there's nowhere to sit. And there's, you know, 10 kids splashing in the pool, which is whatever. It's fine. You know, I mean, kids should have fun. You know, it is what it is. And they're polite. They're not rude about it. Like, I went down there today. So I finally got to the pool at like 4:30 today. And there were like 3 moms at the pool and like 8 kids. It's a small pool, you guys. It's not a big pool, right? So when I got in the pool, they like all went to like the shallow end. Like one of the moms said, hey, let him have some space or something. Like, and so they all went to the shallow end because it's kind of split by this like rope. And they did. But then, like, that lasted like 5 minutes. And I'm just kind of like diving under the water and kind of like, you know, and then every time I dive, I come up. I'm coming up on a floaty, or I'm coming up on, you know, like somebody jumping in over my head, and I'm like, give me a break. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I don't know. And then like this one mom just sat there, and she's just like on her computer, and she's just like watching the whole thing, and her kids are literally jumping over my head, and I wanted to look at her and go, why are you here if you're not going to tell your kids, hey, listen, leave the man alone? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they were like, ah! And I'm like, there's literally a lot of other places you could run and jump off. Like, you don't have to run and jump over my head. I was like hanging onto the end of like, I was like facing like the wall, and I was like this, and they're like, ah! And they're like running over my head. I was like, so I got out. Like, I was just like, I've had it. I've had it. So, here's Conner Prairie if you've never seen it. It's so pretty over there too. You can't really see, the prairie houses and stuff from there, but it's pretty. So, I got out, and this mom was doing something on her computer. She was doing something weird. She made it look like she was doing work, but she wasn't doing work. Because she was like typing something, and then she would read it, and then she would laugh. And it looked like she was laughing at like what her kids were doing, but she wasn't laughing at what her kids were doing. It was something on the computer. I believe she was up to no good. The other thing is, like, you do you, but like, these moms, there was actually one mom, she was like drying off, so she must have been like in the pool. But these moms that come to the pool, and they like cannot even like put one toe into the pool, like cracks me up. Like my mom, my dad too. Maybe it was because I was an only child, I don't know. But they were so good about getting in the pool with me. You know, like it was the other day when I was at the pool, there were like 4 or 5 kids playing in the shallow end. There was actually some adults there too. That's the other thing. It's like, I mean, I'm not one to be real close to people with the COVID and all that kind of stuff, so I'm trying to kind of keep my distance in the pool, you know? And, but there were like, these kids were playing in the shallow end, maybe 3 or 4 kids in the shallow end. And I was standing, like, by the rope. And, there was this woman that came with her daughter. Her daughter was probably 8 or not, maybe not even that old, 8, maybe something like that. And, she was real sweet. And she was like, the girl was like wanting to do dives into the pool. But you could tell, like, she was, like, embarrassed because she didn't know the other kids, and her mom was, like, in the water with her, and, my mom just always got in the water. Like, we always, like, you know, she didn't sit on the sidelines and just watch me swim. My dad did. Like, he would get in the pool with me sometimes, but I can remember, like, when he lived in an apartment, I would always want to go swimming so late in the year. Like, I would want to go at, like in October, because they like had this heated pool, and my dad, so we would go up to the pool and go swimming. That's when he would be like freezing outside, and he'd be like, he tells this story different than I do. He called them 2 beer nights or 2 beer swims, and I'm like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, well, I would take 2 beers with me and we'd go up to the pool, and he's like, when those beers were gone, it was time to go. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, my God, Pete, you could swim for hours and hours and hours. He's like, you've always been somebody that loves to swim. I do. I love to be in the water. And so we would sit up there for like an hour, you know, and it would be like getting chilly outside, but I'd be in the water. And, you know, a lot of times, this would be like on a Wednesday night when I had school the next day, and he'd have to drive me back to my mom's house, you know, so I could walk to school or whatever. Or, you know, catch the bus when I was in junior high, but mostly it was when I was younger and I was a walker. And, you know, he would say, like, you could just, like, oh, look at this over here. It's so pretty. Can you see? I don't know if you can see the, kind of like the fog. It's more over there. It's so pretty. He would say, you know, you can just, like, be in the pool for hours and hours and hours. So, but he wouldn't get into the pool like in October or late, you know. I think now he does even still, because I have a pool and he likes getting in the pool every once in a while, you know. My stepmom used to get in the pool all the time. She loved being in the pool. But I love hotel pools. I remember this one time, I don't know why, I have like the weirdest memories. I remember we went, it was so weird because it was like a last minute trip, and it ended up being like one of the best trips we ever took. And, you know, my dad would work so hard, and so I remember we went to St. Martin. It was like for spring break. I think I was like in 10th grade, and we were going in, so we flew to St. Martin, and we flew in really late at night, and I think like my dad had to work that day, and so we flew in late at night, and back then, like, only certain parts of St. Martin were, like, super touristy. And it wasn't like super US touristy. It was like other countries, like a lot of French people came there and a lot of Dutch people came there and things like that. Because St. Martin is half French and half Dutch. So a lot of like people that sailed through the Caribbean would come there. And so it wasn't, like that was the first time that I went, I think. Maybe it was in 9th grade, I don't know. But anyway, or maybe it was the second time that we went, I can't remember. But we went there a couple of times when I was in high school. It was like one of my dad's favorite places. So we, like my dad would always rent a Jeep, like wherever we went, like one of those Suzuki Jeeps. He loved those Suzuki Jeeps. He actually had one at one point. So we flew in and we got in there like really, really late at night. And we got in at like midnight. And I can remember we flew in and like the runway that we flew into had like, there were literally like chickens and like sheep and goat like on the runway. And like I can remember we were pulling in, it was like you could see like the animals and the runway and stuff. I mean, it was back in the day when it was like not like super touristy. Now it's like one of the most touristy, I think, islands in the Caribbean, but it's still supposedly beautiful. So anyway, I think I went there 3 times, because one time we stayed in Don Beach, one time we stayed in Grand Cast, which is on the Dutch side, and one time we stayed at this place called La Samana. Maybe we stayed at La Samana twice, which was actually owned by, I think it was owned by the tennis player Yvonne Lindell. It was owned by some famous tennis player, I can't remember, or his wife or something like that. But anyway, his wife's family. So, and it's like these, it's just like white, it looks like kind of, I don't know how to even explain it. It looks like, you know, like what you'd imagine like Morocco to look like or something, like, you know, up on the side of a hill, and it's very just like white stucco like buildings, you know, that kind of like are on this beach. It's beautiful. You can look it up. It looks exactly the same. La Samana, S-A-M-A-N-A. But anyway, so we get to the, I remember like our luggage was lost, first of all. So we had no luggage. And so we go and we like check in, and we had like rented this like house kind of deal. It was like a, not a house, but I don't know how to explain it. It had like a master bedroom, and then it had like a kitchen and like a living room, and it had like a little other bedroom for me, and like 2 bathrooms. So it was like it was a house, but it was like more of like a big, like a beach suite kind of thing. Like it walked out right onto the beach. Like literally you walked out of the door and you were like on the beach. And so they had like hotel rooms in the actual hotel part where the pool was and stuff, and the restaurants. And then they had like these that were like dotted along the beach, and that's where we stayed. And I was gonna show you over there. It's so foggy and misty this morning. I don't know what that's about. So anyway, I remember like we went to bed. I remember we got there and we were so hungry that like the restaurant was open like super late, or they were gonna make something for us or something because we got in there late, or I can't remember, but it was like very small. Like there was only like 40 or 50 rooms in the whole place or something. Like they've redone it, but it was like really small back then. I wanted to take Alex there a couple years ago when I looked into it. I can't remember if they had redone a lot of it, but anyway, like we got there so late and checked in so late that they were like, okay, we can like make something for you guys or whatever. So my dad like sat out on this like deck where they were gonna like, you know, serve us dinner because we were so hungry. And my stepmom and I remember we got into the pool and we were like, they had like music playing and there was people sitting in the bar, and we were like doing like flips and stuff in the pool, and I'll never forget that. It was like, that was kind of like for me where I really started loving like night swimming. So that must have been 9th or 10th grade. It must have been, yeah, because I mean, I've always loved a night swim, but like that was like one like night swimming memory, and I can remember like the pool was like all lit up these different colors and stuff, and I could just like see us there being like, woo, like out of the pool and stuff. We had such a good time. And then I can remember we ate. Well, anyway, then the next morning we woke up, you know, and it's like, it had stopped vlogging. I didn't even know it. But anyway, you know, we would lay out on the beach from like 9:30 or 9 or 9:30 in the morning till like, you know, 2:30 or 3. And then we would go up. My dad would take like rolls and rolls of like camera film of little lizards. He loved these lizards, you know, that you would see there. Oh my God. He used to call them something. He named them. My dad's so funny. What did he name them? I cannot remember now. If I called him like the second, he would, like, he names animals all the time. Like, if you've heard my stories about Mrs. Ducky. So Mrs. Ducky is the duck that comes in, I mean, I'm sure it's not the same duck, but he thinks it is. The duck that comes and visits them every year in the summer. And one year, he put a baby, what do you call it? Oh shit, what's the word I'm looking for? Not cradle. You know, like pen. The baby pen, what's that called? Why can't I think? He put it next to the pool so that she could lay her eggs in there. And then like he made this slide that went from that crib, a baby crib. He made a slide that went from the crib to the pool so she could go in and out. Oh my God, he's just crazy. Anyway, we all got in and swam with Mrs. Ducky. She was super friendly. But he always like names the animal. I mean, that's probably where I get it from, with Sammy the squirrel, all that stuff. But he was so funny. Oh my God. Well, he still does it, but. And I can remember we would go up like at lunch. Or maybe we would eat lunch at like noon and then come back to the beach. I don't remember, but we were there a long time. We were there like 10 days or 14 days because my dad would always take these really long vacations because it was hard for him to get away. So if we went on vacation, we went for like 10 or 14 days. It was really nice. And I can remember we would go up to this restaurant that they had there. It was like on the other side. You would like walk to the other side, and on the other side it was actually rocky, and so you would look down and you could see like all these fish swimming, these beautiful fish, and it was like this really rocky area where people would like snorkel and stuff like that to see all these fish. It kind of looked like Greece or Spain or something like that, you know, like the south of Spain or south of France that you know. So do we say south of Spain? I don't think we do. South of France, you know, like that area. That's what it kind of reminded me of. But anyway, and I can remember they had this tomato bisque soup that I would get every day. It was like this creamy tomato soup. And then I would get like a club sandwich with it. It was so delicious. Oh my God. Well, this was the other thing. So the airline lost our clothes. I don't even think we got them until we got back, actually, to Indianapolis. But they lost our clothes, our luggage. So we ended up having to go to town to, like, buy everything new. And we went into this city called Marigot. It was very much like that, you know, that vacation trip, or vacation movie, European Vacation or whatever that one is called, when they lose all their clothes and they have to go do, like, the shopping spree. It was very much like that. My dad, to this day, tells this story because there was like this outfit that I had to have. I think it was this time. I don't know. Maybe it was something else. But there was like this outfit that I had to have, and it had like pineapples on it or something. And it was like this like matching like pant and shirt outfit. It was like a polo shirt, like a white collar, and it had like pineapples or something on it. And like the pant, it had like matching pants. It very much looked like pajamas, but it wasn't. And it was this brand that started with G. I can't remember what the name was now. But I do remember that I had a lot of really cool clothes because when I came back from this trip, because the stores that they had for kids down there were like stuff that they were like little. So Marigot was like this French little town, but it was kind of like an upper scale, like little towns. Like the stores that they had there were like Benetton. So I had like all of these fantastic like Benetton clothes to wear. Like, do you guys remember Benetton? So I had all these like fantastic Benetton clothes to wear when I got like back, you know? And there was like like Esprit was there too. So I had like some Esprit stuff. This was back when that stuff was cool. I don't know if it still is or not, but we used to take some great trips. I used to love to travel with my stepmom and my dad. We used to have so much fun. We used to always go somewhere for spring break. We went to Grand Cayman. We used to travel a lot with my exes too. They just don't really, my dad and my stepmom just don't really travel as much anymore. They have horses out there. They used to go to Turks and Caicos once a year, but they haven't done that in like, they haven't done that since, well, I was going to say since Alex and I have been together, but that's not true. They haven't done that in probably 4 or 5 years. And the older that my dad has gotten, he doesn't enjoy traveling as much because he has to travel for work, or he did have to travel for work when he was still working for like, you know, like day trips or out of town for like a night or two. And like they would rather be at home, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but they have like a beautiful home, so I think they've like really just kind of like tried to enjoy that and be on the lake and with the pool and stuff the last couple of years. But yeah, we used to take some great trips. We went to Grand Cayman with my first boyfriend. He and I, like, that was the relationship that I was in. My ex and I, we never traveled with my dad. He didn't really ever want to. He'd be like, no, we just need to take trips, just the two of us. He like never wanted to travel with my dad or my stepmom, because they would ask and he didn't want to go. So but my dad and I, my first boyfriend, we traveled a lot with my dad and stepmom. Look at this out here. This is so beautiful. SpaghettiOs. We went to Grand Cayman. We went to Cabo San Lucas twice. We went to, I think twice. We went to Cancun like 3 or 4 times. We went to God, there was somebody somewhere. Did we go to Aruba? Why can't I remember? Because it's been 25 and a half years, so that's why I don't remember. My ex and I, trips that we took together, we went to Antigua. That was probably the best trip that we ever took. We went to St. Lucia. I hated St. Lucia. That was a stupid trip. And it was just like, we went to Antigua and we rented a Jeep and we drove around every single day. I look at that trip, we should have ended up dead. Like, people were getting murdered on Antigua. Like, a couple had just been found on like this beach that was called like Darkwood Beach or something like that. It was unbelievable. We parked, we couldn't even see the beach. Like, so Antigua is called the island of 365 beaches, like one for every day. And it's like a small island, like you can drive around it in like a couple hours. So we would like drive just every day. We would get in our car and drive and we would go to a different beach. And you could drive across the island, like through the jungle. We drove everywhere. I mean, we were not afraid. Like, and so we went to this beach, and I can remember, like, you parked on like one side and then you like walked over this small like little like sand hill to the other side, and we came over, we're like, oh my God, this beach. And it was literally like, you could probably walk out like 2 miles and it was like up to your like ankles or up to your calves. It was so shallow. Like, I'm not lying, you guys. I mean, it was like way out shallow, right? And dotted on the beach was like every like 50 feet was like just one really tall like palm tree. It was gorgeous. And it was called like Darkwood Beach or something like that. So we like hung out there for like this whole day, and I can remember we kind of got this really eerie vibe about it. We're like, there's like nobody else here. Like, we were like the only ones there, right? And so we went back and we became really friendly with like this woman that was like our waitress at the hotel, because we stayed at it was called, it's like this little boutique hotel that I found it somehow. I don't know how we did. Blue Waters. It was called Blue Waters. It was adorable. And it had like a little cove and it had like a little pool and stuff like that. But it wasn't like, the cove was like a walkable beach. Like, we wanted a beach that you could like spend the afternoon on and walk, right? And so we'd like go to the grocery and we would like, I don't know, I just feel like we were rather just, like, we felt safe there, you know? And especially as a gay couple, like, I look back on that and I didn't think anything of it. Because there's a lot of, like, Caribbean countries or Caribbean islands that are not super safe to go to as a gay couple. Like, I've heard Jamaica is not real safe, that they don't love gay people in Jamaica because of their religion or something like that. It's just what I've heard. I could be wrong. But I can remember talking to the waitress, and she was like, because she was our waitress, like, every day for, like, we had some plan that you could eat 3 meals a day there or something, so we did, and it was all like, but it wasn't buffet. It was like all inclusive, but it was like not buffet. It was like, it was quite a deal, honestly. So, I can remember she would like pack these lunches for us that we could take with us. So anyway, but they also had like fast food there, because we would go through like Burger King and Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know why I remember that. So after we went to this beach, I can remember we came back and she's like, so where did you guys go today? And we told her, and she was like, oh no. She was like, an American couple were like murdered there last week. They found their bodies on the beach. And we were like, what? But it didn't stop us. We just kept on going. There's like this place there called Devil's Bridge that my ex was like absolutely obsessed with. It was like this rock formation, and you could go there and like, it like was actually like a bridge that like went out over the ocean, and it was like the ocean like crashed all around it and stuff. And I was like too afraid to go way out there, but he like walked all over it and stuff like that and got pictures taken. Okay, I started telling this story that was like way too personal about my ex, and it's not my place to tell, so I'm not gonna tell that one. But anyway, I don't know, we went to a lot of these beaches, and like, I mean, we could have ended up dead and nobody would have even known where we were, and it would have been on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, true story. I think there were like 3 murderers there that summer or something like that. I don't know. Kind of creepy. But people were so nice to us. Yeah, like everybody was super, super nice to us. That was probably one of the best places I've ever been in my life. Okay, here's a battery that needs to be charged, I'm sure. There's this donut place over here. Oh, is it not there anymore? I always think about going. I'm like, maybe I should go since I'm up so early. Are you kidding me? Did it close down? It was like this bakery through here. Where did it go? Oh, it must have closed down. How sad. Yeah, do you remember that I used to come through here and there was like a bakery and I would talk about it? It's gone. Now there's a... how sad is that? Oh, there's a Starbucks over there. I never even knew that Starbucks existed over there. I already have my review video made for the day. I did a grocery haul. I am like real bit out of shape. It makes me so sad. You guys, like, I just have to tell you, like, I think it was right over there. I just have to tell you, like, I've seen so many businesses close because of the COVID, and it just breaks my heart. I mean, it just absolutely breaks my heart. It's like, I mean, Tanya even said the other day, she was like, she's like, if it comes back again the way that it is, she's like, I just am going to close down. She was like, I can't. She's like, stressed out about it. She's like, I just can't do it. I was like, Tanya, you do not mean that. She was like, yeah, I do. She was like, I had no business for 4 months. Yeah, my ex and I took some great trips. So we went to, did we go to Mexico? We did go to Cancun. I think we went once. So our first trip we ever took was to, like our, like big trip, was to Biloxi, Mississippi. That was actually a fun trip. We drove. And then our second trip was to Naples, Florida, which that was okay. It was a good trip. And we went to Biloxi. We stayed at the Beau Rivage, and it was this beautiful hotel. But we didn't realize that Biloxi had no beaches. So we just drive up and down the coast and then go swimming in the pool. It was actually cold like the week that we were there, and I can remember we just kind of like spent the whole time in the casino, which was why we picked Biloxi anyway. And then we went to Naples, Florida, and we stayed in this gorgeous hotel, and they had remodeled it, and it was right on the beach, and it had amazing pools. It was literally like right around the corner from the Ritz-Carlton. I cannot remember what it was called to save my life. I wish I could. It was a gorgeous hotel. They had put like $90 million into it or something like that. And it was this older hotel that they had redone. And yeah, we had a great time there. That was the second year. We used to take like, at the beginning we took like one trip a year. And then it turned into like 2 and 3 trips a year sometimes. And I actually acquired quite a lot of debt from just taking trips, and I was the only one paying for said trips, so, but we won't get into that. So, where else did we go? I wouldn't take it back though, you know, I really wouldn't. I mean, we had some great times and great experiences. We went to Antigua, and we went to St. Lucia. I can't remember how we picked St. Lucia. Did we go to Grand Cayman? The two of us? I don't feel like we did. Oh, we went to Las Vegas. The very first time I ever went to Las Vegas, I went with him. It was part of like a conference that he was going to. We had neither one of us been to Las Vegas. We actually went to Las Vegas twice. And that was a really fun, we had really fun times. I've always had fun in Las Vegas. I've always loved Las Vegas. Where else did we go? God, I just honestly can't even think. Oh, we went to Gatlinburg a lot with my mom for Christmas. Yeah. I feel like we went somewhere else, some other big trip, but I just honestly can't think. And then where have Alex and I been? We've been to Cancun a bunch. Well, Riviera Maya. I always say Cancun, and Alex is like Riviera Maya. I'm like, there's no difference. We've been there quite a few times. Vegas, Miami. I would be completely fine just going to Vegas, Miami, Mexico for the rest of my life. I totally would. Like, if I could afford to just keep those trips up for the rest of my life, I would love that. Have another throat lozenge. We used to go to Chicago quite a bit, but I don't miss Chicago. In every relationship that I'm in, it's like, we start off with these trips that are kind of like not expensive trips, and then they always kind of like get more and more expensive through the years, you know what I mean? Maybe that's just life. I'm trying to think of like my favorite place I've ever been that like I've had a really hard time like leaving, like when the vacation was over. I mean, I always do have a hard time leaving. The last night in Miami is always really hard for me because we just like connect so well in Miami. And do you know what's so weird is I don't know why it was this trip. I don't know what it was about this trip. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that, like, Alex and I, because, like, a lot of places we'll go, like, I've been there or he's been there. But when we went to Connecticut a couple years ago for his work conference, and we stayed in that bed and breakfast, like, I really had a hard time leaving that trip. Like, saying goodbye, kind of, like, to the, you know, to the town and leaving. Like, that was just such a great trip. I love that little bread and breakfast we stayed in. I mean, I think just, like, everything from... Do you guys remember, like, uploading my videos? I would vlog them in the room or in the garden. I would drive around, and I would upload them from the car. You know, it was like... I ate those lemon verbena pancakes. I mean, it was just such a great little trip. I think it also helped that we didn't have to pay for anything, you know? This was like a work conference, which was nice. But it wasn't an expensive trip either, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't. That was just, like, such a fun trip. I don't know why, like, that was the trip for me. I remember the last time that we stayed at the Hotel Victor, and we kind of knew it was our last time. Like, the service had gone downhill, and when we had first started going there, it was kind of like this little small boutique hotel, and it just changed over the years, you know? And it had become very loud. Like, a lot of those, like, hotels and restaurants in, like, South Beach are very loud. And I can remember, like, the second and the third day, like, one of the things that they had done is, like, they had gotten rid of poolside service. So, like, we had loved that, to, like, lay out by the pool, and you could have, like, a salad delivered, or, like, chicken fingers, like, Alex would love to get that, or, like, Diet Cokes, you know, and whatever. So we would lay out there, and I would get a Diet Coke, and Alex would get a Heineken or something, you know, and we would just, like... But they got rid of poolside service. Then they got rid of, like, the chairs on the beach. So then we had to pay for the chairs on the beach. And it was like, little by little, they got rid of these things. And we're like, so literally the only thing we're paying for is to be on Ocean Drive. Not to mention the rooms are teeny tiny, which we love, but you pay outrageously for them. And Alex is like, this is stupid. And he had been wanting to stay at the Fontainebleau forever. And so we were like, I finally was just like, okay, let's do it, you know? And then I ended up loving it. And I think, like, that last, like, night at the Hotel Victor was hard for me. Like, I kind of knew, like, I don't think we'll probably be back here again. And I think it was even harder for me the last time that we went to Miami, when I was like, I love the Fontainebleau. I don't care if we ever stay at the Hotel Victor again. It was kind of sad, you know? It was kind of like, that period of my life is over, like, almost as if I was coming to Miami with somebody different or something. We were staying somewhere different. It just was weird. I know it's stupid. It'll make more sense, trust me, when my memoir ever comes out, because my memoir is a lot about saying goodbye to places, because it's something that I've done my whole life. It's kind of like this weird thing that I do. And I think my dad started it. Because he would say, like, when we would leave hotel rooms when I was a little kid, and I can remember taking, like, road trips, like we would drive to Florida or something, or, you know, other places, wherever we would go. But I can remember going to Florida. We went to the Keys one time. My dad and my mom and I was real young. We went to the Marathon Keys. And I can remember, like, staying in, like, those roadside motels, you know, those, like, those horseshoe hotels that are, like, have a pool in the middle of them. Or, like, do you guys remember Hojo's back in the day? I don't know why I remember that. Or Ramada Inns. Do they still have Ramada Inns? They always had those, like, red comforters, and the pool was always, like, inside, and it was, like, you could see the roof, like, dropping down and stuff. And I'd always want to go swimming at the pool, you know? That was, like, always the thing as a kid. Do they have a pool? Do they have a pool? But, what was I going to say? I don't remember what I was about to say. Something about taking a trip as a kid. I just lost it. Something about the Marathon Keys. What was it? Well, we went to the Marathon Keys when I was a kid with my dad and my mom. I was real little. We stopped at a lot of those hotels on the way. I actually remember there was like this road, like this traffic like jam when we were like somewhere in Florida. And this is like the most bizarre memory. And it was something like they thought like somebody had been like hit by a car. Like there was all these people stopped. We were stopped for like miles. There was like this man that was like hit by this car and like killed. And it actually was an alligator. I don't know how I remember that. But I can remember we like came up alongside it. My mom was like, that is so gross or something. And she was like, what? She was like, why is... It was just like all over the road. We didn't really travel a lot when I was with like my dad and my mom were together. I mean, a few trips, but like not really. I just don't think they really enjoyed each other's company very much, truth be told. Oh, man. I was, like, looking over there. It looked like there was, like, these people in this pool already. And I'm like, it's 6:35 in the morning. It's 6:35 in the morning, and I am vlogging. What am I doing? I'm getting off here now is what I'm doing. I can't even remember what the story was that I wanted to tell, but it doesn't matter. Anyway. Oh, look at that house over there. It's so pretty. Been a peaceful morning. I kind of like want a cup of coffee. Well, I'm up now. See, this is the problem. People are like, why don't you go to bed at a decent hour? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm up. It's 6:36. What drama would you like me to talk about? You know what I mean? Like, there's literally no drama. I try to explain this to my husband all the time. He's like, you could get all your videos done. You'd be so excited. You'd have the whole day, blah, 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 whatever. If you would get up and, you know, everything would be done by 10 o'clock and then you could just enjoy your entire day. I'm like, no drama happens. Like, because, you know, I have a drama commentary channel. What do you want me to make a drama video about? There's no drama happening at 6:30 in the morning. Nobody's gotten into no trouble overnight, okay? My review video, it's already done for the day. I can do a Peterisms video. That'll take 10 minutes, you know? I do want to do a booktube video today, though. So, I don't know, maybe I'll vlog a little earlier today so I have all that for tomorrow. Oh, you know what today is? Today is actually our first day in Indianapolis with the new policies in place of like the mandatory mask wearing. It'd be interesting to see. I bet if I pulled into a gas station right now, people wouldn't have their masks on. I couldn't believe it yesterday. I went to 2 different grocery stores. I went to Fresh Time. Well, at Fresh Time they did. Like, everybody had their mask on. But I couldn't believe it at Meijer last night. I just was like, it was literally like 30% of the people. I was like, this is unbelievable to me. You know, like, just wear a mask. It's just not that deep. All right, I'm going to end the vlog now. So, let's see. Let's do the outro. Are you ready? If you guys made it this far in the vlog, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you like this video vlog, if you like this vlog and video, give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me when you hit that like button. Also, please make sure that you're still subscribed to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider it. And subscribe to all of my channels. I have 5 channels. And leave a comment in the comment section below if you'd like. You don't have to, but you can also just leave a blue heart if you'd like to for all of the OG Wolfpackers out there. That's all of us, just trying to get through life one day at a time. Putting some positivity and love and kindness out there in the world. Now, see, at this point is when I think it's going to be a beautiful day and I can go to the pool. And like in a matter of like 2 or 3 hours, it turns cloudy and starts raining. What is that? That is Indiana summer. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. It sounds kind of weird saying that when it's like already kind of like, it's already Thursday. I hope you're having an amazing Thursday unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something exciting. Start a new book, start a new movie, start a new TV show, or, you know, eat some great food, or cook something fun, or, I don't know, call up an old friend, or hanging out with a friend if you can. Do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow, or the next day, or next week, or next month, or next year, or 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, or 50 years from now, or 60 years from now, or 69 years from now, family friendly, or 80 years from now, or 88 years from now, or 100 years from now, 110, 120 years from now. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you tell yourself, I love you, and at least one positive affirmation like you are valuable. And every night before you go to bed, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and at least one positive affirmation like you are valuable. And every night before you go to bed, say to yourself, tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day tomorrow. I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to cry if I want to. I'm going to spend time with family and friends if I can. If not, I'm going to spend some time alone, maybe take a nap. I'm going to eat great food, and I'm going to, you know, participate in all my favorite crafts and hobbies and passions today. And I'm going to have great opportunities come my way all day today and positive experiences all day long. And if my day gets off track, well, I can start my day over whenever I want. And every day when you get up, say to yourself, today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to cry if I want to. I'm going to hang out with my family and friends if I possibly can. And if not, I'm going to spend some time alone, enjoying my own company, taking a nap possibly. I'm going to eat great food and participate in all of my favorite crafts and hobbies and passions of the world. And I'm going to have great opportunities come my way all day today. And I'm going to have positive experiences all day long. And if my day gets off track, well, I can start my day over whenever I want. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and you let them know how much they mean to you. Just reach out to them and say, hey, just wanted you to know I was thinking of you. Hope you're doing okay. And also, practice random acts of kindness. But like I always say, don't tell anyone. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. It's the nice thing to do. And I'm so like calm and mellow and peaceful right now. It's like such a beautiful morning. So beautiful. Anyway, I think that's it. So, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!